The Helen Engel Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Congressman Norm Dicks for his steadfast commitment to improving our communities and conserving our landscapes.
I feel very fortunate that not only do you have the Pacific Coast, but you have the Straits of Juan de Fuca, Puget Sound, Hood Canal, the Olympic National Forest, and the Olympic National Park. And of course, from Pierce County in Tacoma, we can see Mount Rainier and the Mount Rainier National Park. All these are important issues that we've been working on.
I heard him tell some people the other day that I was the first person to call on him. And there he was, not much older than my sons, and big hunk of a UW football player. My sense right away was that he was smart. You know, people don't always think football players got any brains. He's smart, and he listens. So we've been friends ever since. And Norm has been a conservation voter all these years, 34 years. All of the forest issues and the wilderness issues, he's been our solid supporter. We've had to twist his arm a couple of times, but he's come through for us every time.
I think taking out the dams on the Elwha River will be one of the most important projects. Hopefully restoring the salmon run that used to have a Chinook that went up to 100 pounds. When I became chairman of the Interior Subcommittee, Puget Sound got $500,000 a year under the geographic program. Now we get $50 million. I felt that Puget Sound should be treated like the Great Lakes and the Chesapeake Bay and the Everglades as one of the 3 or 4 top national restoration efforts.
Norm has made an enormous contribution to the restoration and preservation and maintenance of health of Puget Sound. This is not something Norm thought up last year or 2 years ago or 4 years ago. He has been a consistent supporter, and the more he has moved up the ladder in the Appropriations Committee, the more effective he has been in getting money to back up his own passion and belief in Puget Sound's restoration.
Norm doesn't like it when I say he's the 3rd senator from the great state of Washington, but boy, it's true. I mean, he represents his district. There's just no doubt about that. But he works all across the state, and he'll help communities in eastern Washington where his political future is totally irrelevant, just because he thinks his obligation is the people of the state of Washington. In the early days, I don't know what we would have done with regard to Hanford cleanup, for example, in the Tri-Cities without Norm Dicks, and Boeing in Snohomish County. When I look all across Puget Sound, where would we be without Norm Dicks and his commitment? We have, in my opinion, one of the greatest states in America because of our values, what we care about, our willingness to preserve and protect our land, our water, our air. That's embodied in Norm Dicks and his values, but it's representative of the entire population, the 6.5 million people of Washington State.
You have the Cascade agenda, and then you have the Olympic agenda. I've been a supporter of this. This idea of protecting and keeping these lands in agriculture, forestry, undeveloped is a very important concept, and I hope we can achieve it.